So hey guys, welcome again to my vlog. So this is chapter 11, build a small network. So characteristic of the IP protocol. Encapsulating IP segments are encapsulated into packet for transmission. The network layer adds a header so packet can be routed to the destination. IP connectionless. Sender doesn't know if the receiver is listening or message arrived on time. Receiver doesn't know data is coming. IP best effort delivery. No guarantees of delivery are made. IP media independent. IP can travel over different types of media. Small network topologies. The number and type of devices included are significantly reduced compared to that of a larger network. The network topologies typically involve a single router and one or more switches. Redundancy in a small network. A small network typically provides a single exit point toward the internet via one or more default gateways. If the router fails, the entire network loses connectivity to the internet. For this reason, it may be advisable for a small business to pay for a second service provider as backup. Traffic management. The network administrator should consider the various types of traffic and their treatment in the network design. The router and the switches in a small network should be configured to support real-time traffic such as a video in the distinct material relative or other data. So, common protocols. These network protocols comprise the fundamental toolset of a network professional processes on either end of communication session. Type of messages, syntax of the messages, meaning of the informational fields, how messages are sent and the expected response, interaction with the next lower layer. Voice and video applications. Infrastructure. To support the existing and proposed real-time application in infrastructure must accommodate the characteristic of each type of traffic. So void IP. Void IP devices convert analog into digital IP packets. The device could be an analog telephone adapter, ATA, that is attached between a traditional analog phone and the internet switch. IP telephony. In IP telephony and the IP phone itself perform to IP conversion, real-time application to transport the streaming media effectively. The network must be able to support applications that require delay-sensitive delivery. Small network group. Network documentation, device inventory, budget, traffic analysis. Network documentation is physical and the logical topology. Device inventory is list of devices that choose or comprise the network. Budget, itemized IT budget, including fiscal year equipment purchasing budget. Traffic analysis, protocols, application, and services and their respective traffic requirements should be documented. Protocol analysis, to determine traffic how flow patterns, it is important to capture traffic during peak utilization times to get a good representation of the different traffic types. Perform the capture of different network segments. Some traffic will be a local particular segment. Physical security. Hardware threats. Physical damage to server, router, switches, cabling plant, and workstation. Environmental threats. Temperature extreme to hot or too cold or humidity extremes. Electrical threats. Voltage spike, efficient supply voltage, condition power, and total power loss. Maintenance threat. For handling of electrical components, lack of critical. Types of malwares. Viruses, worms, Trojan horses. Viruses. A computer virus is a type of malware that propagates by inserting a copy of itself into and becoming part of another program. Worm is a computer worm are similar to viruses in that they replicate functional copies and themselves and can cause the same type of damage. Trojan horses. A Trojan horses is another type of malware named after the wooden horse the Greek used to Infiltrate Troy. Reconnaissance attack. Reconnaissance attack is the discovery and mapping system services or vulnerabilities. Access attack. The unauthorized manipulation of data system access or user privilege. Denial of service. The disabling or corruption of network system or services. Authentication, authorization, and accounting. Authentication, authorization, and accounting or AAA or AAA network security services provide the primary framework to set up access control on a network device. AAA is a way to control who is permitted to access a network, authenticate what they can do while they are authorized, and what action they perform while accessing the network. Accounting. Firewalls. Packet filtering. Prevents or allows access based on the IP or MAC addresses. Application filtering. Prevents or allows access by specific application types based on the port number. URL filtering prevents or allows access to websites based on the specific URLs or keywords. Stateful packet inspection or SPI. Incoming packets must be legitimate responses to requests from internal hosts. Endpoint security. An endpoint or host is an individual computer system or device that acts as a network client. Device security or overview. Default username and password should be changed immediately. Access to system resources should be restricted to only the individuals that are authorized to use those resources. Any unnecessary services and applications should be uninstalled if possible. Password. Use a password length of at least 8 characters, preferably 10 or more characters. A longer password is better password. Make password complex. Include a mix of uppercase and lowercase letter, number, symbol, and spaces if allowed. Avoid password based on repetition, common dictionary words, letter or number sequences, username, relatives, or pet names, biographical information such as birth dates, ID number, ancestor names, or other easily identifiable pieces of information. The ARP command. The ARP command is executed from the Windows command prompt as shown as in the figure. The ARP A command lists all devices currently in the ARP cat of the host, which include the IPv4 address, physical address, and the type of addressing. The show CDP neighbor commands. CDP provides the following information about each CDP neighbor device. Device identifiers, for example, the configure host name of a switch, address list, up to one network layer address for each protocol supported. Port identifier, the name of the local and the remote port in the form of an ASCII character string such as fast Ethernet or 0/0. Capabilities list, for example, whether this device is a router or a switch. Platform, the hardware platform of the device, for example, a Cisco 1841 series router. IP addressing issues on iOS device. IP address related problems will likely keep remote network devices from communicating because IP addresses are hierarchical. Any IP address assigned to a network device must conform to that network range of IP addresses. IP addressing issue on ends devices in Windows-based machines. When the device cannot contact a DHCP server, Windows will automatically assign an addresses belong the 169.254.0.0/16 range. This process of designing facilitate communication within the local network. Default gateway issues. The default gateway for an end device is an closed networking device that are forward traffic to the other network. If a device has an incorrect or non-existing default gateway address, it will not be able to communicate with devices in remote network. Troubleshooting DNS. Domain name service or DNS defines an automated service that matches names such as www.cisco.com with the IP address, while DNS resolution is not crucial to device communication. It is very important to the end user. So that's all for chapter 11. I hope you learned something from my all summary. So thank you for watching and listening. So again, I'm Brian, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. So goodbye.